So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, just like Solly did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it. Hi everyone. What? Before I get to reviewing these 4 episodes, really 3, because one's a 2-parter. I do want to discuss one of the characters in this. Okay, this character, I don't know the name of it, but it's the Master who trains Katara and Aang a little bit, and who is supposed to be, I guess, their grandfather. We don't know. I guess he's supposed to marry their grandma, and so he's the beginning character you see at every single of the song before the show starts, where they have like water, earth, fire, air. Now it's hard to tell because the characters in shadow, but if you pay to like the face, you can be able to tell who's who. So I just want to let you guys know we meet one of the characters in the opening theme of this. Technically, we did meet the fire one, but she really hasn't had. Well, we do see her later on in the show, but she has not technically had a speaking line, and they brought her. Zuko ends up bringing her up, and that is his sister, Azula. She's the firebender we see there. Finn's firebender. So the only and the one who does the air is not Aang. It's Monkey Atsu, and now who's the earthbender, since I'm already told you who's who. Well, we technically don't meet this character in this form. It's supposed to be Toph in her original design. Toph was originally supposed to be a male, and this is what her original design was supposed to be. So that is who is here. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know. I was only going to tell you one, but then I realized, oh yeah, we already met the other 2. Might as well tell you. And might as well tell you who the earthbender is, since I'm telling you the other 3. So there you go. So I'm talking the last 4 episodes during this review. So we'll start with episode 17. Sorry if I titled them wrong in the last review. I'm sorry of this show. It's hard to keep track of which one I'm talking about when I'm talking about so many, but I don't want to have to do one individually because I'm never going to get all of them done before the show starts, before the new show starts, when we're revisiting this season. So, anyway, episode 17 is when Aang and the others go to the North Ear Tribe and find out that there's people who renegades who have wanted to live there, and kind of in Aang's words, ruined it, because they have built pipes, tear down walls of history. Now I agree, you should not do this. It's like when archaeologists and people who discover new places, and then they tear down, trying to look for things to take down to museums. Yes, we need to preserve history, but when people go and find these homes, they're kind of recognizable because we are trying to find stuff to take. Now, it's kind of... it's not exactly like that because Aang cannot recognize anything from this. Because he, like, sees pipes everywhere in one room, and he sees, like a little park area where you can meditate and play. Um, hit that was fine by a wall when he goes into a room after he gets the Cripple Boy's trust, because at first he didn't like the fact that these people who are not airbenders using his their gliders, and he was racing them. He was like getting a little jealous. I'm like trying to show him how it's done, and so when they figure out who he is, they should respect him. And at first, since after so they Aang opens the door for them because he's the one who can, but apparently the kid in the wheelchair's dad figures out a way to get in, because we find out that the dad who has made knows how to make weapons and toys, and basically like supposed to be one of the first wheelchairs for his son who's crippled and has a wheelchair, and it has built balloons because this show is supposed to be takes place during ancient times, so he technically created balloon and they make Sokka event a hot air balloon where you can let air out, and then you can like lower control like how things like how you land and stuff like that. So yeah, and and we find out that he made balloons that are weapons for the Firebender to keep where they're at safe, because they were discovered and they were going to kill them all. And the only way for him to keep everybody alive if he build weapons for them. And he like finds one that with their signature, and one of the Firebenders comes to like collect the weapons and stuff like that from them, and ends up being kicked out by Aang because they don't like the fact that he's helping the enemy, and they go attack the nation, and they have to outsmart them, where Aang has to use bending, and they have to use like bombs and clay and stuff like that in order to stop them. And Sokka and the inventor use the balloon, which they're able to fool them because it still has their insignia on there, and they beat them that way. And then at the very end of the episode, the Firebenders learn that they can use the balloon in the future, which they do, and future in the show. So on to episode 18. Now they have so Aang and the others have made their way to the Northern Water Tribe, and they have to learn how to, both Katara and him have to learn how to waterbend properly. And at first, the master there doesn't want to train Katara because she's a girl, and that's against their customs to do it. And he won't do it until he finds out that Katara is the granddaughter of his ex fiance, because he finds the necklace that he made for her, and she left the Northern Water Tribe so she wouldn't have to marry him, and she didn't love him. So yeah, and he apparently still has feelings for her after pretty much 60 years and how old he is. And so he, out of respect for her grandma, he trains her, even, and goes back on and allows her to train. While this is going on, Sokka is falling in love with Yue. Now, Yue is the princess of the Northern Water Tribe, who has white hair because she's got blessed by the moon spirit, because when she was little, the moon spirit saved her life and allowed her to continue living. So she has the moon spirit inside of her, which will come back later. And she's not supposed to be with Sokka, because Sokka and her are like flirting. It's kind of like a Disney romance here, because they just met and they're already in love. So, you know that old gig when you fall in love with someone you just met. So, the Firebenders know where Admiral Trout knows now where Aang is at, and plans to attack the North Water Tribe in order to get him, in order to beat the Northern Water Tribe, but also beat the Water Tribe, period, by destroying the moon. Because he goes to the great library that we see in season 2, where it tells him that how to beat that the waterbender and the water spirit and the ocean the moon spirit and the ocean spirit are now in the human world, not in the spirit world, and they're two koi fish, and he knows how that one of them he has to kill in order to beat the waterbenders, because during the full moon, they are more powerful, basically. And he goes to try to kill them. Zuko finds out where he's at, finds out where Aang's at, after he got attacked by a bunch of the pirates that attacked him earlier. So he's hurt, and Zhao is the one that sent it to him in order to have him killed, because he was technically in his way. And he followed some sea turtles to where Aang and Katara and Yue are, and him and Katara do have a fight, but at first Katara beats him, and when the sun rises, he beats her and takes Aang away while he's meditating to talk to the spirits to find out where the moon and the ocean spirits are. And he goes to talk to a guy who really creeped me out when I first watched the show. I don't think anybody likes his character because how creepy it is. And this is the spirit who steals your faces. And if you show any emotions around while you're out. And because Roku tells him that this spirit knows where the water knows what the spirits are, and he tells him that you already met them. They're the ones that showed how to got you into the spirit world in the first place, because he's watching the koi fish and they turn into the yin and yang's symbols right in front of him. And when he goes back, he on the way back to where his body is, he meets the panda spirit that he helped out a couple episodes ago. And already get his already get their and already get like respect for what happened to his home. So he like brings him back to the world, but he has to find out where his spirit is, and Katara and the others followed his like spirit thing to where he's at. And then Admiral Chow grabs the fish, and they end up going back there after they get Zuko beat after Katara beats Zuko again, and they go back there, and Iroh warns Chow not to do this because everybody needs the moon. It was ruined balance, and he tries to fight him after he kills the fish, and Chow escapes because there's four other soldiers there that Iroh has to fight, and then he stays back to find out the fish is dead, and that makes Aang mad, and he goes into the Avatar state, and him and the spirit of the ocean team up together and turn into a giant spirit like ocean monster, and basically either kill or injure the soldiers. Like, you cannot tell me none of these soldiers were not drowned. Okay, none of them were. Like, I know he doesn't kill Chow, the ocean spirit does, but I'm pretty sure he had to kill some of these guys. Not all of them were knocked out. And he can't tell me, and we find out later on that Aang does feel guilty for what he does here, like in the next season. So even though it wasn't really his fault, he wasn't himself. And Zuko goes to fight Chow and you try to kill me, basically, and they have a fight, and then the ocean spirit takes Chow away to the spirit world, where he spends the rest of his day like in the Lost Maze, because you see him later on in Legend of Katara, Legend of Katara of Korra. I always get those two names mixed up, but yeah, these 4 episodes are good. Oh yeah, and Yue sacrifices herself for the moon spirit because to pay back, because if she doesn't stay, the moon spirit would stay dead, and Sokka gets sad about it. Now, I like his relationship with Yuki better, because they actually knew each other longer than these two. So these two only knew each other for a few days. Where yes, Yuki and him kind of do start like each other when they first meet each other, but they don't start dating until way afterwards, until they meet up again, and then when she joins them, she stays dating them. So that's why I want to stay. I don't know if anybody really likes him with Yue more than Yuki, but yeah, these 4 episodes are really good. So, are you guys ready for us to watch the Avatar show on Thursday? I am, because I was watching this I watched this both on Netflix, and I have the collection of DVD of this. So I'm using both to watch these this season. So I'll see you guys later. Like and subscribe, and goodbye.